Listen to this exchange.
Yeah, the thing about like if you think the moon landing was fake, you're a moron. But it's like the thing about it is, even if you want to say they did go to the moon, wouldn't it be reasonable to suggest that they would have had a backup plan in case they couldn't get there? Like,
sure.
Like have some sort of a video footage that they shot or whatever.
Well, not only that, they filmed a lot of training footage. And they definitely tried to pass some of that training footage off as legit.
Mm-hmm. Sam Seder went after one of his favorite targets of ridicule, Joe Rogan, on his show, The Majority Report, for Joe Rogan doing Joe Rogan things in terms of spreading misinformation, disinformation, conspiracy theories, and not fact-checking any of it. We're going to take a look at these clips of Joe Rogan as well as clips of Sam Seder ridiculing Joe Rogan. I will share my thoughts on this as well. Let's get into it together.
The misinformation that Joe Rogan puts out, even when it's benign, is really, really problematic for our society. It's a problem across all the internet. But Joe Rogan and Spotify, his publisher and financier, they have one of the biggest platforms in the country. So when he puts out misinformation, it is a problem. Even if the specific stuff is not that important. Like, here's a perfect example from just the other day. He's on with, who's this guy?
Comedian Tim Dillon.
Is he the one? He wasn't the one from Saturday Night Live, is he?
No, that's Shane Gillis.
Oh, okay. Well, they both have L's in their name. Rogan could have a very good fact-checking staff because he's extremely wealthy. Go ahead.
Yeah. When someone is in that whole race and running for president or vice president, and then the race is over and they realize that person was a liability, so they cut them off.
And you never hear
then that
from
person
them.
goes wacky, like Tim Waltz.
That's right.
Did you see where he had a "fuck Trump" shirt on?
Yeah.
And he's dancing and going down an elevator? Have you seen this video?
I haven't seen it. Please play it. I haven't seen it.
Please, Jamie, find that
Tim
video.
Waltz is...
But this is weird.
That was a big mistake.
Oh, a huge mistake.
They should have picked Josh Shapiro from the governor of Pennsylvania.
I think they're worried about the Jewish thing.
Well, of course. It's a big swing state.
Pause it for a second. Pause it for a second. This is honestly like, it's like a Gordian knot of stupidity here. Like, because you're going back and forth. First off, the data gets clearer and clearer that the F up by the Harris campaign was they did not recognize the polling and actively told their canvassers not to deliver us the data that the Gaza position that Harris had was hurting them. Okay, that is just pure fact. Shapiro would have made that problem even worse. It would have compounded it. If you look at the first part of their campaign before the DNC, when Walz was going around going, they're weird, that is the peak of Harris's polling numbers. And when they shut Walz down, also very well reported, that was part of their decline. Now, maybe it's not directly attributable to it, but it disproves everything they have said up to this point. And it only gets worse in terms of being disproven.
That's actually not what we're reacting to.
That's not what we're reacting to. This is just the tee up to the absolute facepalm.
And Sam Seder is exactly right about the Harris campaign backing off of the Republicans are weird comments from Tim Walz. And I wonder if Joe Rogan is, in saying that Tim Walz is weird, is trying to take that back somehow. I don't know. I don't know if Joe Rogan is aware of things enough to know that was kind of their slogan for a while. But like Sam Seder is saying, the Harris campaign made a big mistake in backing off of that. And they also had some economic policies, and Sam Seder has discussed this, but they also had some economic policies that were working really well in terms of, for example, talking about going after companies that do price gouging, particularly during the pandemic. They had policies saying that, or proposed policies in which Kamala Harris was saying, you know, we're going to go after these price gouging people. That was polling really well. Then all of the media went after her about that. Oh, what's this going to do to these companies? Blah, 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 blah. The Harris campaign got scared and backed off of that. But in the meantime, the polling had improved even more as Kamala Harris was being attacked. But what do the Democrats always do? They always wimp out, and they backed off on those policies. So there were, like Sam Seder says, the Gaza position was bad for Kamala Harris, but Tim Walz, Republicans are weird, was a winning strategy that they backed off of. And also some of their economic policies were winning in terms of polling numbers, and they backed off.
Jewish thing.
Well, of course, it's a big swing state, and it would have been better.
Okay, you go full screen.
Is that really him?
No, it's not real.
It's real.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
AI generated.
Hear Jamie saying, no,
real.
it's not.
Oh, look, I can tell it's not real.
I would love it. It's real.
It's not real.
It's got to be real.
It has to
Really
be
not
real.
real.
It has to be real.
Jamie,
come on, man.
Jamie's compromised.
Look at him dancing. That is so real, Jamie.
By the way, if this was real, he might have won.
It's probably a real person. It might not be Tim Waltz. The fuck Trump is AI generated.
No,
on
he
a white
slaps
shirt.
his ass.
I mean, that is
Oh
hilarious.
my
definitely.
God. First off,
This is
pause it,
100%
pause it,
real,
pause
Jamie.
it. Think of where your brain has to be to think that is Tim Walz actually doing that. Like, you have to be so far gone in the bag, because if Tim Walz did that, he would be committed. Like, literally, anyone around him would be like, you've had a mental break.
Yeah, what's going on?
He's the sitting governor.
Still the governor of the state.
He's the governor of the state. And
Going around Mall of America.
his first reaction, Rogan is so desperate to believe this is true.
That's spooky.
So desperate. Like, he's literally arguing with the producer. So desperate to believe that this is true, that all reason has completely left his brain. But it also turns out like it's literally labeled AI generated. But go ahead.
I like that he's afraid of it. He's like, it was weird.
It was weird, man. I couldn't.
I was aroused.
It was. I mean, no.
But it's real.
It's not real.
It's got to be real.
It has to
Really
be
not
real.
real.
It has to be real.
Jamie,
come on, man.
Jamie's compromised.
Look at him dancing. That is so real, Jamie.
By the way, if this was real, he might have won.
It's probably a real person. It might not be Tim Waltz. The fuck Trump is AI generated.
no,
on a
he
white
slaps
shirt.
his ass.
I mean, that is hilarious.
Oh, it's definitely him. This is all 100% real, Jamie. You're a plant by the
Jamie's
government.
compromised, and I'm worried about Jamie, and I'm worried about Grok.
Does it say that it's AI?
I mean, yes.
You say it's AI. Everybody says
The
it.
video I played on top says it's AI generated.
Rep
Oh,
Riley
so
Moore
what?
fell for an AI generated video of Minnesota. I fell for it too. And you know why I fell?
Okay, no, okay. No. Pause it there. He's going to explain to you why he fell for it. And you understand, of course, think of the reasons why you could fall for it. It could be because he has a deficiency, or it could be, of course, completely not his fault. God.
Fell for an AI generated video of Minnesota. I fell for it too. And you know why I fell for it?
Yeah.
Because I believe that he's capable of doing something.
But that's his
dumb.
essence.
He's so weird.
He's a weird guy.
Proof that he's weird is that I think he's so weird that would be true.
What did Chris Cuomo say about AOC?
I think it was the exact same thing, that it seems like that's something AOC would have said.
Yeah.
It is like just fascinating how I go to the next clip. Just to give you another example, there's another clip. This has nothing to do with politics, but it does have to do with misinformation. And I don't know how I came across this, and I don't know who this dude is.
He's a podcaster who podcasts on the fringe of free thought or something.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, and listen, some of this stuff is okay. Like, I used to listen coast to coast. I used to
Love
listen
Coast
coast
to
to coast, both with Art Bell and George Nari. And, but if you are a major corporation And you have a guy who's out there who has access to people like, I don't know, the president of the United States, top officials like, like huge billionaire corporate titans like Elon Musk and whatnot. You have a responsibility as a corporation. I mean, he's owned by a corporation, Spotify. They have a responsibility to make sure that they're not putting out total garbage bullshit. Listen to this exchange.
Yeah, the thing about if you think the moon landing was fake, you're a moron. But it's like, the thing about it is, even if you want to say they did go to the moon, wouldn't it be reasonable to suggest that they would have had a backup plan in case they couldn't get there? Like,
sure,
like have some sort of a video footage that they shot or whatever.
Well, not only that, they filmed a lot of training footage. And they definitely tried to pass some of that training footage off as legit. That's proven. Like the
Pause it for a second. Okay. This is going to come to a shock to everybody, but it is not proven.
And I don't want to play this entire video. This goes on for another 10 minutes or so. If you want to check out the whole explanation, you can go to Sam Seder's channel and watch the rest of it. But basically, Joe Rogan claims that there was training footage that I guess the government passed off as actual footage of the moon landing, and it's complete nonsense. Joe Rogan is a conspiracy theorist, and he loves to share conspiracy theories. I love that Sam Seder brings up the example of Coast to Coast. So if you don't know what Coast to Coast is, it's a radio show called Coast to Coast AM. I used to listen to this a long time ago, and it was a show about UFOs and Bigfoot and ghosts and all of these kind of things. And people would call in and they would talk about how they had sex with a ghost, or they saw a demon in their house, or they spent the weekend with Bigfoot or whatever. And it would be a lot of crazy people calling in with all of these stories. And I love that Sam Seder brings this up, because I've been saying for years, the people who used to be the kooks who called in to Coast AM to talk about their experiences with ghosts or aliens or Bigfoot moved over to politics and became MAGA voters. They're the same people. They're conspiracy theorists who love to believe in all these crazy ideas. And if you can believe that a ghost had sex with you, you can believe that Donald Trump is the savior and a great president. And Joe Rogan has tapped into a lot of this stuff, and those same kind of crazy people who used to listen to Coast AM. And Joe Rogan also taps into one of the core beliefs of MAGA. They claim that they're the facts over feelings crowd when they are exactly the opposite. And we see the evidence of that here with Joe Rogan. He ignores the facts. His producer is saying that Tim Waltz video is AI generated. It's not really Tim Waltz. But Joe Rogan, just like a MAGA supporter, feels that it is real, feels that it is true, and then in his mind, it is true. Just ignoring all of the facts and completely going by Joe Rogan's feelings, Joe Rogan's vibes. And that's what the average MAGA viewer, that's what the average MAGA voter does. They completely ignore facts, they completely ignore data, and they just go on their feelings and their vibes. They're the total opposite of facts over feeling. So I love that Sam Seder points this out about Joe Rogan and makes the connection to these type of conspiracy theorists being exactly like the people who listen to the Coast to Coast show. I've been saying the same thing myself for years, so I totally agree with Sam Seder here. Let me know what you think about all of this. It's amazing to me that Joe Rogan, like Sam Seder is saying, doesn't do more fact checking. And I'm sure his producer, Jamie, is very well paid, but the guy's got to be, if he has hair, has got to be pulling his hair out, just thinking, this moron, he can't just go on the show and just say these things. I've got to try to clean it up. But Joe Rogan gets away with it. But let me know what you think about all this. Do you agree with Sam Seder? Do you agree with Joe Rogan? Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think, and make sure to give me a like and subscribe. I am Chris on Culture, and I will see you in the next video.